All right, so forgiveness can be defined as pardoning someone after an offense. It is a key principle in religions around the globe. But I told you earlier, scientists, through studies, have come to realize that there are physical, emotional, and mental benefits to forgiveness. We asked our very, very good friend who I haven't seen for a good while, counseling psychologist from Family Life Ministries, Kevin Bailey, to discuss the merits of forgiving others. I forgive you for staying away from us for too long. Let me just start this.
Thank you.
My friend.
Morning, Neville Delia. Great to be with you.
Yeah, all is well with the family and everything?
So far, so good.
Fantastic.
We're very grateful to be alive.
Yeah.
And so very thankful.
Yeah, man. We never usually have enough time to start to do these things. So let's just get right into it. What is forgiveness?
Right. So forgiveness is really a deliberate, conscious decision to release persons who have hurt you, cause you harm, and also institutions or organizations, because it can also be an individual, but it can be an organization as well, that you felt they transgressed against you. You felt hurt. You felt that they did you harm, whether deliberately or unintentionally. And now you're choosing to release them, not condoning what they did, not excusing it, but just a decision for yourself and for them as well, that you're choosing not to hold them with a hurt, nor seeking vengeance because of what they have done.
So I like what you said, because when you said not to hold them, I said if Kevin says accountable, I'm going to just lose it. But you said not to hold them with the hurt.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean you don't hold them accountable.
No, they must be held accountable.
Right.
In fact, for you to forgive, you have to admit that you were hurt. And that person's, whether they did it intentionally or unintentionally, that's how you experienced it. And so it can be devastating, can be traumatic, it can be painful, and it can appear as if it is so difficult to deal with because of your expectations, depending on the level of friendship and the meaning that you had with the relationship, because everything is meaning. And what happened, we tend to judge ourselves by our intentions, but judge others by their behavior. We can't know their intentions. We don't know their motives, but it's the behavior, and when it hits you, you
apply an intention to it.
It makes sense, and people say it all the while, boy, I forgive you, but I'm not going to forget. That makes sense? And what is that, though?
Yeah, no, it is true. There are some things you may never forget. I mean, I don't know my father. I felt abandoned, rejected, and devalued when I found out he wasn't going to be in my life. I don't think a day passed, and I don't remember that. But what I realized, I am no longer angry or hurt. It's more celebratory. He has contributed to me being on planet Earth, that he can make a difference, and I thank him for that. I'm not sure of what happened. Life is complex. My mother told me her side. I haven't met him to hear his side. And so there are some things you don't forget. Some people, they're able to forget it, but don't hold yourself too hard if you don't forget. It's just that there must not be the resentment and the hurt and this kind of weight that is affecting you as well. I think it's Nelson Mandela that says, unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And that's when they challenge him about being treated unfairly and the fact that he was no president and what he could do or not do. But look at the leader he has turned out to be because of
You're
that.
forgiving your father?
Yes, I've totally released him. I pray the best for him wherever he is, and I celebrate him because some of my personality traits, I believe I got from him.
Okay.
So I give thanks for that.
It says you also, you don't give someone authority over your mind and your peace of mind when you forgive, because, boy, you would get up with it in the morning, you got your bed and think about it. And I think that's the most powerful thing about forgiveness.
Yes.
Reclaiming authority over your own self. Yeah.
So true, Delio, because there's an entanglement. We are related,
Yes.
and interdependent, and we're connected. So when you're in special relationships, and so there's this connection, when you do not forgive the person, they're still having an invisible cord, as it were, to your life. They're actually directing your life. If you're not careful, you're living out of guilt or shame or embarrassment or feeling devalued. So they still have the power over you, and you're wasting your pain it's too painful for you to waste. When you release them, they no longer have that power. You own responsibility for your own, the way you think, feel, and choose, which is your mindset.
Yeah.
How you think, how you feel, how you choose.
But-
you don't have power
Yeah,
over that.
but Sir Kevin, it is easy to hold a grudge. Why is it easy to hold a grudge?
Yes.
If I said earlier that most churches preach forgiveness. I grew up in the church, but as a little boy, I'm still vexed with people, and so why is it easy to hold a grudge? Why we not just let go when we realize it's gone and past?
Yes. No, it is easy to hold a grudge, and there's still debate as to the impact of nature and nurture. Nature is the genes you inherited. So sometimes we carry forward strong genes based on the contribution of parents, mother, father, and grandparents on either side. They largely contribute to your gene pool, but then there's socialization. That's the nurturing, or you experience early childhood and what they did said to you. It lodges in your cognition. So what is happening is that you have a blueprint in your head, and some persons hold grudges deeper than others based on the personality type. The important thing is that just to realize that it's okay to be angry. Whatever emotions you feel is yours. You have the authority on your emotions. Nobody can tell you you shouldn't feel that way. They don't have the authority. You're vexed, you're vexed. You're mad, you're mad. You're angry. But the big thing is what you do. What you do is the behavior. Remember, people are looking at the behavior. You can have all kind of things inside, And we are saying that sometimes you have to shift the thinking so that it feeds into the feelings and feeds into the behavior. Yeah. That's where the change in mindset. But acknowledge the feeling. Talk to them. Me angry, me vexed, me disappointed. And you own it because it's yours. Then now your emotions are supposed to serve you. That's where your mind now take control and direct your feelings so that the outcome that you get is what you want.
Right.
That's a big thing.
Right.
You must always be thinking about the outcome. What is it that is going to be good for me in the long run? And that's what forgiveness does. It releases you, the prisoner, and the other person. Some may have died, some may have gone about them business and so that maybe they may not benefit from it. But the important thing is that you're not carrying all of that toxic stuff inside
I
of
think
you.
that's the mindset change that when where we often place forgiveness on how it will benefit the person that has wronged you, and less on how will forgiveness help me. So I feel we hold on to it because I'm not going to forgive you because you're going to feel like you did okay, or you feel like I'm letting you off the hook. But I think if we change the mindset that forgiveness is more about me and my well-being, then maybe it'd be a little bit easier for us to do.
I totally believe so. It challenges us to love self.
Yeah.
Not being self-centered nor narcissistic, but loving self means you're patient and kind to yourself. If you're patient and kind to yourself, how would you treat yourself? You want to give yourself the best thoughts. So when you get up, you want to be at a peaceful place, a loving place. And you don't get to do that when you have all of this baggage carrying along with you.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. Of course, there are numerous benefits of forgiveness, mental, emotional, physical as well. We're talking about reduce the risk of heart attack, depression, anxiety. A lot of the anxiety disorders coming from that kind of mindset because we become what we focus on. We become what we focus on. And psychologists have found out, neuroscientists as well, that there are two major emotions you have to deal with. Is either fear or love. Fear or love, and fear paralyzes us. It puts us into depression and anxiety and worry and all of that. When you switch over to love, you're at a different place. Forgiveness is in the love zone.
What if I am the one who needs the forgiveness? How I work that out?
Right. So admit the fact that you have done something to someone. Right. So,
well, as I said earlier, I think I let my mother down because I didn't do academically. I didn't do well academically, and I think I let her down.
Right.
And I've wanted her to forgive me.
Yes.
I don't know if she did because she's gone now. But what if I wanted forgiveness? How does that hurt me if I don't get it, or I think I don't get it, or does it hurt at all?
So a few things you can do. One, you can write her a letter, right? And the letter is a truth letter. We normally say it's a sandwich letter. You start out by acknowledging what she has done good for you and what you're grateful for. And then you put in the middle the challenges you have had. The hurt, the pain, whatever it is, because you have to be honest. The truth is the truth, whether it's good or bad. And then at the end of it, no, you are choosing to ask for forgiveness. And then you are now going to say, I am choosing to begin with me by forgiving myself. So she won't be able to respond, but it does something sometimes to put it on the paper. Or some people imagine the person sitting, like an empty chair technique, and then to release yourself. And that's the big thing. You have to choose to release, because you can't go back to the past to change that.
Yeah.
But you now have the present, and just a shift, because we always can trick our mind. You know, it's amazing. The thoughts that we send to our mind, you know, the physical brain changes in the direction of the thought. As a man think it's so easy.
Yeah.
So the physical brain is waiting on us to send it thoughts. And if we send it some wrong stuff, it's going to call all the dendrite proteins in the direction of that thought.
I said earlier that the Father said we must forgive 70 times 7. You're not a pastor. Is there a significance to those numbers, or it just mean just forgive everybody?
My understanding, I'm not a theologian, but my understanding is that forgiveness is supposed to be continuous. It's like it's forever. We all need forgiveness from God. We all need forgiveness from others. We're not perfect. I mean, I've been married 32 years. The amount of time my wife has to forgive me. But likewise, I have to do it too. I'm not deliberate sometimes, but I just leave the closet door open, you know. But that's me, or I leave a clothing, you know, and she has to forgive me. Or sometimes I'm too tired, or sometimes I don't want to do it. You mentioned, you know, we're essentially selfish, you know. We're essentially selfish. You don't have to teach a child to be selfish, but you have to teach the person to be merciful, to be compassionate, to be loving. And I think that's why it's so difficult, because in the core of us, we want the things that belong to us, and nothing is wrong with that. So how do you have healthy boundaries then? Because you must have healthy boundaries that protect valuable, like yourself. And that is why you can say to your friend, the relationship has changed. I'm not holding you up, that's fine. But now I have new knowledge, and with that new knowledge, I understand what I thought we had. We don't have it, and so that's fine. All the very best, not vexed with you, but we won't be having the same kind of a relationship, and that's fine.
Fantastic.
It's boundaries.
Congrats on 32 years of marriage.
Thank you.
Please say hi to your wife and family.
Thanks so much.
Amazing to see you.
Great to see you guys.
Haven't seen you for a while.
It's true.
God bless you, sir.
Bless you too. Bless you both.
Counseling psychologist from Family Life Ministries, Kevin Bailey.